morning, squad. Welcome back to MadMizzy Sports Morning Show, the number one spot for everything sports talk, sports news, sports debate in the morning. And I hope y'all had a beautiful weekend this past weekend. We got a beautiful rundown today, recapping Saturday and Sunday of a huge weekend of sports. Starting it off with, are the Packers done? Who is more impressive right now, Robert Saleh or Mike McDaniel for the Miami Dolphins? Then who's more disappointing right now, the Las Vegas Raiders or the Los Angeles Rams, with them both losing in this past Sunday? Then I got to give my congratulations to the Houston Astros and Dusty Baker for winning the World Series, and how did that transpire? And before I end it off, of course, we got to break down Monday Night Football of the Baltimore Ravens at the New Orleans Saints. Let's get into it, gang. So let's go back to Sunday and let's start it off in Detroit. Packers at Lions. And I don't know what's going on with the Green Bay Packers. Like, the Detroit Lions have the absolute worst defense in the NFL. Everybody they've played this year has scored 24 points or more. The Packers scored 9. You see frustration from Aaron Rodgers all over the field, missing passes left and right. Like, that seam route, he had, I don't know if it was Romeo Doubs or if it was one of those other, I think it was one of the other unknown wide receivers, younger wide receivers that they have, but he had them. He had them and just didn't put it there. You feel what I'm saying? Then the miscommunication down the stretch. You could just see the frustration from Aaron Rodgers. And yes, stick a fork in the Packers. They are done. With the Vikings winning again, they are 5 games out of first place in the NFC North. And then you think about it, I think they're like 2 games right now out of the wild card. That wild card is going to be stacked when you think about the NFC East and then the NFC West. I don't think a second team is coming out of the NFC North or the NFC South. So it's going to be tough for the Green Bay Packers. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way, A-Rod came out there and started to rack some wins up. But right now, they just do not have it offensively. They might be the worst group in the NFL right now offensively. They may be the worst group in the NFL right now. So I'm just in utter shock of what's going on in Green Bay. Like, Devontae wasn't that good. Come on, bruh. Like, when you are an all-time great and you lose a receiver, what happened with Peyton Law's Marvin Harrison? He created Pierre Garçon. What happened with Tom Brady lost Randy Moss? All right, we're going to just go to the tight ends and go to Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. You feel what I'm saying? You cannot allow your number one receiver walking away absolutely obliterate the team like this. What is Patrick Mahomes doing without Tyreek Hill? Still an MVP candidate and still came into yesterday as the top scoring offense in the NFL. So there's no excuse for Aaron Rodgers right now, and I'm just in utter shock that they look this bad offensively. This is shocking. This is shocking. And I know he was so frustrated because the Detroit Lions are supposed to be a get-right game, and they did not get right at all. Let's move on. Who is more impressive right now out of Robert Saleh and the New York Jets and Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins, both being at 6-3 right now? The Jets have won 5 of their last 6 games since losing to the Cincinnati Bengals. I think it was in, week 3? They've won 5 of their last 6 games, and then you look at the Miami Dolphins, they won their last 3 games, both being at 6-3. I wanted to speak on this because these are the 2 coordinators that were just previously with my San Francisco 49ers. Robert Saleh was the defensive coordinator of our Super Bowl championship team. Well, our Super Bowl going to the Super Bowl championship team. And then we all, of course, know Mike McDaniel has been our run coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers since Kyle Shanahan's been in San Francisco. So to me, I want to focus on them, give some props to them. But I got to say Robert Saleh right now has been leading the more impressive win streak right now, or leading the more impressive team right now, simply because of where they started off. They did start off 1-2 this season. They did start off with everybody looking at them like, did the New York Jets make a mistake in hiring Robert Saleh and hiring a defensive-minded coach? And everybody now is coming around and having to eat those words. He said he gonna have those receipts. He said this when they were, I believe, 1-2. When they got blown out by the Baltimore Ravens, he said, I'm gonna keep these receipts. We gonna come back around. We gonna be here. So I'm just super impressed. Muslim brother, super excited and super happy for Robert Saleh and the success that he's accrued this season, and the way this team is just looking, taking on his personality. Honestly, they look like the Tennessee Titans of the East. You feel what I'm saying? With the defensive-minded head coach, he out there stern. The team is tough. They run and they play defense. What more can you ask for? If Zach Wilson can bring it around, woo! And moving forward, woo! If Zach Wilson can bring it around, it's going to get dark out there in New York. You feel what I'm saying? So I just wanted to give some props and some praises to Robert Saleh, a black head coach, a Muslim head coach, just absolutely showing his worth in the NFL right now. Tip my cap to you, brother. Moving on, who is more disappointing right now? The Los Angeles Rams or the Las Vegas Raiders? I mean, let's start off with the Rams because the Raiders, oh my goodness. To me, the Rams, they just seem like they don't have the motivation. It looks like they want it and they're just like, the play, like I feel like Sean McVay, he has it. He has the fire still burning in him. I feel like Aaron Donald does, but I look at Matt Stafford. I don't see the same Matt Stafford from last year. I see Detroit Matt Stafford. I see Matt Stafford that took the monkey off his back and he cool now. I got a Super Bowl ring. I'm a Super Bowl champion, bro, in Los Angeles. I'm good, my guy. That's what I see. I mean, the offense, he's still just focusing on Cooper Kupp, which you can't knock. But it's like, bro, get some of the other receivers involved, my guy. They can't run the ball. But to me, it's got to be the Las Vegas Raiders are the more disappointing team. You go out there, you get Devontae Adams to add with Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr. Then you add Chandler Jones. Does my man have a sack on the season? To pair with Max Crosby, does Chandler Jones have a sack on the season? I don't think he does. Their defense is absolutely putrid. They've given up 3 losses this year where they led by at least 17 points, the most by any team in NFL history. In NFL history. With this unstoppable offense, y'all go up 17, that's supposed to be a wrap. It's supposed to be a wrap like a spinning top. But they've been absolutely putrid. Their car has regressed. To me, you look at it and they clearly made a mistake in bringing in Josh McDaniels as the head coach instead of keeping Rich Bisaccia, who was the interim head coach last year that led them to the playoffs during all that turmoil that they had last year with John Gruden and then Henry Ruggs. And then they still made it to the playoffs and they should have won that playoff game against the AFC champions and the Cincinnati Bengals. So to be that close, to be in the playoffs, and then get rid of your interim head coach to bring in a coach that previously failed as a head coach, clearly a huge mistake. Clearly a huge mistake because they do not play for Josh McDaniels, but they played for Rich Bisaccia last year. So, how can you argue that the Las Vegas Raiders aren't the more disappointing team? The Rams got a Super Bowl last year. You feel what I'm saying? Regardless of what we want to say, they got what you played for last year. They got a Lombardi under that belt. Let's move on. I just got to come out here, give congratulations to the Houston Astros, Dusty Baker, for winning the World Series. Now, I can't lie. I was rooting for the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm in Philadelphia. I'm not a Philadelphia Phillies fan. I'm actually a New York Mets and a San Francisco Giants fan. But I wanted to see another banner come to the city. I wanted to turn up with the city. I wanted to have another parade. I wanted to get drunk downtown. You feel what I'm saying? Center City, City Hall. That's what I wanted to do. But you got to go out there and you got to win the games. And I was just super impressed by how the Houston Astros just stayed the course, even though the Philadelphia Phillies were fighting, had the momentum, and then you go out there and you get a huge performance from Justin Verlander in Game 5 to get that series-shifting, game-winning performance from Justin Verlander when he's been absolutely terrible in the World Series over his career was just super impressive. To see Dusty Baker as the oldest manager in MLB history to win a World Series at 73 years old. Congratulations, Dusty. All the years you've invested into the game of baseball, into Major League Baseball, for you to finally bring that championship home on a team that got rid of their manager because they got caught cheating, and for you to come in and vindicate that and lead the players that are still on that team from that 2017 championship team to another championship, to let them feel vindicated and to release some of that pressure is just super impressive. And I just got to tip my cap to another colored manager. And we got to support all our brothers, not just the brothers that want to fight and be negative. Let's support and give flowers to the brothers that's out there achieving things. Why is that so hard to focus on the people that are doing great things? Why for us in our community is it so hard for us to focus on the positive instead of the negative? Like, why is it so hard for us to focus on the people that are doing good and achieving great things more than it is to follow the negative, to follow the Kyries and the Kanyes instead of praising the LeBron James, the Steph Currys, the Dusty Bakers, the Robert Salehs? The names go on and on about brothers that are doing positive things and achieving great things, the Barack Obamas. But we choose to focus and follow the people that want to fight, be negative, and be divisive. I'm past that. Congratulations, Dusty Baker, and tip my cap to you as well, brother. Let's move forward to Monday Night Football of the Ravens at the Saints. You got the debut of Roquan Smith, the star middle linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens right now. What am I expecting? For me, I just want to see who's going to win the trenches. I feel like that's where the game is going to be won. Andy Dalton will not win the shootout against Lamar Jackson. And the Saints are a heavy run team when you think about Alvin Kamara and I think they average about 140 rush yards a game, but they do give up about 112 rush yards a game. And then you're going up against the Baltimore Ravens with Justice Hill and Gus Edwards and Lamar Jackson. No Mark Andrews, but hopefully you're going to have Rashard Bateman and you got Devin Duvernay out there. So to me, it's all about who's going to be able to control the trenches. To me, I see the Ravens being able to control the trenches. I see Roquan Smith coming out there having an amazing debut game. A lot of tackles flying all over the field, stuffing the Saints run game, and I see the Ravens coming out with a huge win, seeing as they got to keep pace with the Cincinnati Bengals, as after the Cincinnati Bengals just put a beat down on the Carolina Panthers yesterday. So the Ravens have to keep pace in that AFC North. Yeah, I see them keeping pace and winning a huge game. I'm going to say 31-13 Ravens in New Orleans. Let me know what y'all think, though. Who do y'all got tonight in the Monday Night Football matchup of the Baltimore Ravens at the New Orleans Saints? Who's the more disappointing team this year out of the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Rams? And who is the more impressive ex-coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers? Robert Saleh leading the New York Jets, or is it Mike McDaniel leading the Miami Dolphins? Let me know what y'all think. Y'all know what it is. Episode 47, MadMizzy Sports Morning Show. Like, comment, share, subscribe, listen, alert. MizzyWorld Entertainment. Gang.